racetrack. And I know single lap times don't mean much over 40 laps. But here we go, folks, 40 laps the journey. The Jack Civil Queensland Production Sedan title. Jim Cowley to lead them away. Josh Arthur beside him. Josh Harm and Brett Barron in the second row. Chris Pagel, Aaron Sander in the third row. Braden Pacey and Brodie Fraser in the fourth row. Madison Harkin, Tony Owen in the fifth row. Thomas Fuller, Rory Evans in the next row. Daniel Henshaw, Bryce Lack, Nick Cook, William Rosa. Lights are out. We're going racing. Jim Cowley to lead them to the green. 2019 Queensland Production title. And it's Jim Cowley who leads them through turn one in the first of 40. Josh Arthur tucks in behind. Then we have got Josh Harm down on the inside with Chris Pagel going with him. Brett Barron is in there. We got him three wide going into the back straight away. Jim Cowley clearing out. Josh Harm down on the inside. Chris Pagel. Josh Arthur's been left up high. Car 63, Braden Pacey would be the next one. Another one left up high is Brett Barron trying to get back on the drive line. They won't let him because underneath comes Aaron Sander as well. Jim Cowley leads the way from Josh Harm. Chris Pagel would be the next one. Josh Arthur tucks it in behind in position number 4, but attacked immediately on the inside by car number 32, Brodie Foster, as Brodie takes the car into position number 4. Jim Cowley is still the race leader. Josh Harm trying to work down on the inside of him. Chris Pagel in a bit of the action as well. Cowley's gone up high, and Harmy and Chris Pagel have both come charging underneath. Brodie Fraser is the next one, trying to close the gap. A little bit of a gap back to him. Back then to Josh Arthur as Jim Cowley's dropped back to position number 3. Braden Pacey coming through as well. The rest of the field under the start-finish line. We go back to our race leader, Josh Harm, in the 11 car from Chris Pagel. Jim Cowley again a little bit heavy into the corner as Brodie Fraser has closed the gap and moved up on the inside of Jim Cowley, and Brodie Fraser looks for position number 3. Cowley fights back on the outside, can't do it. Next one through is Josh Arthur to the better of Tony Owen. Aaron Sander would be the next one as they go down the back straight away. Through under the canteen corner goes Josh Harm. Glenn Pagel in there still too is Brodie Fraser and Jim Cowley. A big gap then back to the next race car, who will be turning in on the inside. Have a look who it is. Unbelievable from the back of the pack. Joel Berkeley has got himself up into about position number 5. Having a look on the inside of Tony Owen. Owen, nothing he can do about it on the outside of the racetrack. Joel Berkeley has got himself up into a major contention. Running out in the race lead, it is Josh Harm to the better of Chris Pagel. Next one through there would be Brodie Fraser. Jim Cowley back then to Joel Berkeley. Car number 7 would be Tony Owen. As dropping back through the field a little bit is Josh Arthur. On the inside of Josh Arthur is Aaron Sander. Then we've got Brett Barron. Back behind them is Rory Evans. And car number 2 into the action of Madison Harkin. Race leader is up on the tail. And the first one is Will Rosa in the 31 car. And we've got Josh Arthur in trouble in the back straight away. in a bit of a pile-up. Well, we got through 14 laps. Tow truck to the rescue. We need the ambulance. Lights have gone out. Josh Harm leads the way. Brodie Fraser in position number 2. Then Chris Pagel, Jim Cowley and Joel Berkeley. That's the restart under the tower, and already Harmy starting to put some distance between himself and Brodie Fraser. Next one is Chris Pagel in front of Jim Cowley. On the outside, Joel Berkeley. Have a look at the young guy go to the outside of Cowley into turn number 3 and 4. Joel Berkeley losing the outside of the racetrack up towards the fence. The next run through behind them is Tony Owen in the number 7 car, and they're all chasing Josh Harm. Back behind him is Brodie Fraser. Chris Pagel in position number 3. Joel Berkeley working his way through, has got himself up to position number 4. Now he has a look on the outside of Pagel as they go down the back chute. Back to Jim Cowley in front of the 7 car of Tony Owen. Tucked in there too is Aaron Sander. So there's still a number of cars in contention, and right now Josh Harm leads the way from Brodie Fraser. Real challenge here for position number 3 between Chris Pagel and Joel Berkeley. Berkeley staying up high on the racetrack. They've dropped off a bit of a gap back to Pagel actually. Then we go back to Jim Cowley to the better of Tony Owen. Next one through there is Aaron Sander. Brett Barron would be the next car through, and then we've got Madison Harkin. So, back at the front of the field, Josh Harm doing a great job. Goes through turn 1 and 2, got a little bit of a lead at the moment. Back to Brodie Fraser in the 32 car. A big gap, then back to Joel Berkeley, who's got himself through into position number 3 at the expense of Chris Pagel. They're coming up on Will Rosa, about to put a lap on the 31 car as Josh Harm moves right up on his tail, and Will Rosa doesn't have to move out of the way but decides to move up higher on the racetrack to allow Josh Harm through. Chasing him through still is Brodie Fraser. Long way back, then we go to Joel Berkeley to the better of Chris Pagel. Jim Cowley would be the next one. Then we've got Tony Owen still doing battle. One right on the outside is Rory Evans, trying to get up through the field a little better as we go back to our race leader, who goes under the tower with 15 laps remaining. Josh Harm, down the back chute he goes. Brodie Fraser is still chasing him. Next run through in position number 3 is Joel Berkeley. Then we go back to Chris Pagel in front of Jim Cowley. Tony Owens would still be there with Brett Barron and Aaron Sander. Our race leader coming up on the next lap car is the 05 car of Nick Cook. As they go under the control tower once again, Josh Harm. He's got Brodie Fraser very, very close. Down the back chute. Goes to the outside of the Nick Cook car. but Brodie Fraser has closed right up on him as they go around the outside of the 05 Nick Cook. Fraser gets a little balked by one of the slowing cars. Now he has to go around the outside of Nick Cook down the main straight with 12 laps remaining. As into the infield comes the 02 car. Down the back chute for our race leader. Josh Harm has got probably a 5, maybe 10 metre lead over Brodie Fraser, and they've got a long lead over Joel Berkeley. Back then to Chris Pagel, the next one through. They're engulfing Jim Cowley is car number 7, but he's got a lot of smoke coming out of the back. That's Tony Owen. Don't know how much longer car number 7 will continue, as we've got a yellow light. Tony Owen, the one with a bit of smoke coming out of the back. This will close them up, and that'll make it interesting because Joel Berkeley is in position number 3. The lights have gone out. Chris Pagel would be the next one. Then we've got Tony Owen. So, and we've got 11 laps remaining. It's a sprint to the end. Josh Harm, can he stay there? Brodie Fraser to the outside, the way he's raced all weekend. Goes Joel Berkeley down the back chute. Josh Harm, Brodie Fraser, Joel Berkeley, Chris Pagel, Tony Owen, the 7 car, Jim Cowley. That's the way they go underneath the control tower and down the back straight. Josh Harm is the leader. Back behind them is Brodie Fraser. A little bit of a push and shove between Joel Berkeley and Chris Pagel. Smoke coming out of the 7 car of Tony Owen as they go down the back chute once again. And still the action right up the front is right between car number 11, Josh Harm, and Brodie Fraser. Down on the inside of Joel Berkeley is Chris Pagel. Berkeley staying up high on the racetrack, looking for a bit of drive and grip up there. The two of them bump wheels, and Pagel it will be. He'll go into position number 3. Back in 5 is still Tony Owen. Back at the race lead, Josh Harm has opened up a little bit of a gap. Back to Brodie Fraser. Joel Berkeley's back there in 3. Chris Pagel. Tony Owen would be the next one. Then we've got Brett Barron, and on the outside of him is Rory Evans. The leaders closing up a little bit down the main straightaway. It's still Josh Harm. They're coming up on Will Rosa once again. Josh Harm in front of Brodie Fraser. Car number Australia 1. A lot of smoke out of the back of the Berkeley car. Back then to Chris Pagel in front of Tony Owen and Brett Barron. Again, Will Rosa moves out of the way as they go down the main straightaway. The yellow lights are on. Won't be in any real hurry for a flying start. Go there racing as the green one is shown. Josh Harm. Here comes Brodie Fraser charging up underneath Harmy. Stays up on the racetrack where he's run most of the night into turn 3 and 4. Josh Harm, Brodie Fraser, Joel Berkeley. Chris Pagel gets it a little bit offline as Brett Barron arrives. Car number 7, Tony Owen, blowing plenty of smoke. Down the back straightaway, Josh Harm in car 11. Around he goes. Chris Pagel up too high. Can't get it back online. Yes, he will, to hold on to 4th position. 2 laps remaining in the event. Josh Harm, Brodie Fraser, Joel Berkeley. That's the way they go down the back straight. And underneath the canteen corner, white flag out for car number 11, Josh Harm. Can he do it? He's half a lap from home. He's opened up a big lead from Brodie Fraser. Joel Berkeley can't do any better back there in 3. Chris Pagel, Brett Barron Barron having a look under Pagel right at the end. Side by side, the two of them cross the line. But, ladies and gentlemen, stand and cheer for a brand new Queensland champion, Josh Arm. Josh Arm, Brodie Fraser, Joel Berkeley. We've got a trophy presentation, as you can see, in the middle of the arena. But as he goes around on his lap of honour, folks, a very, very well-deserved win. Put your hands together for him. The young fellow has done a great job. Josh Arm. Yes. Well done, Josh Arm.
Get on the roof. You go, Kristen. Go on. The brand new roof. Get on the new roof. Get on the new roof. That's the boy. Yeah. Woo! Come back at the end,